welcome everyone to the Rubbing is Racing League. This is the beginning of Season 5. The first two races are what we're streaming today. So the Rubbing is Racing League. Tonight we're going to the Xfinity Series at Talladega. And then after that, the Extreme Dirt Tour will be racing as well. So currently, we are waiting on qualifying to get going. During qualifying, I'll be able to introduce some of these drivers for you. And this is going to be a really fun night. I'm really excited to be part of this. Of course, I'm your host, Duke Anzac. If you're watching this stream on twitch.tv/Team Duke, you likely know that already. So we're going to get going with this thing, and everybody's going to be listening to me in the voice call. So I've muted myself for the introduction here. I'm waiting for the qualifying lobby to start, and it looks like it has started. So we're going to get right into it. This is qualifying for the first race of the night. It's Xfinity Series at Talladega. I'm going to unmute myself here and then introduce myself to everybody, and then it's time to go through all these drivers during the qualifying session. So it's time to begin qualifying at this point. And I've introduced this stream for all of you listening in the voice chat. I've introduced the stream already. And we are live, ready to rumble in KV Motorsports tonight at Talladega. So we're waiting for the drivers. Here's all the cars. A lot of great paint schemes tonight, customized paint schemes, and everybody's on the grid. This is a brief qualifying session, a group qualifying session, as is always true in NASCAR Heat 5. The best way to get around the lack of qualifying in NASCAR Heat 5 is to just do a session like this. So we're going to see a lot of drafting. People at the back are probably going to have an advantage in this session because you're going to be able to get more of a draft when you're in the back. But we've seen in the past a lot of experience in NASCAR Heat. We've seen in the past that people up front often get an advantage as well in this game. It's just how the physics work. So right now, Volley leading the pack on the bottom lane in the number 14 car. Looking really good. I'm working on getting audio for the game here. I want to make sure that our intro music is no longer playing, and it certainly is not. So we're bringing up the audio for the game, and now we've got some engine sounds. Everybody can be excited about that. So Volley leading the bottom lane, and we'll go through all the drivers here. It's Volley in the 14 right there, and we'll tab into the game and go to the next driver. Here's KSS in the number 4 car. He's just the next one, and he got put into the wall in qualifying. Not such a great start to the weekend for KS in the number 4 car. We'll move on to the number 11. This is a custom paint scheme from the game. Midnight Bangs on Steam. So here we go. This is the 63 car, is running third in the line on the bottom. The number 63 car is Nerdy on Steam. And then after that, we've got a custom car in our lineup here. It's Moose. Can't see the number quite yet. It is 68 is Moose. And of course, we're introing all these drivers here because these are going to be the guys fighting it out on the high banks of Talladega to open it up tonight. And then, of course, later on the dirt at Fanatec Motorsport Park. So we're going through here. Here's Harvick 29, 66 in the 29 car. It's a custom paint scheme within the game, and he's running third on the bottom lane right now. I think that Volley is getting a really good push from all of these guys. It would be tough for anybody to really get a big run from the back. We've seen a lot of people cycling right now. All those guys in the back. This front group of about 5 cars is where you want to be right now. We're going to move on to Eastlamp in the 20, who, as far as I can tell, has been absolutely dominating this this Rubbing is Racing League as of recent. Just his name is on all the trophies in the Hall of Fame, so it's he's somebody to definitely watch out for today in his classic number 20 car. And here's Radicus farther back in this group. He's in the second group of 4 cars, second or third maybe. It looks like it's just the second, but he's in the number 66 custom car currently. And then and there's a huge accident, and it includes Radicus. Cars flying all over the place. My goodness. I'm not sure exactly how it started because we were looking at the second group there. But, man, that was some screeching and some drivers coming to a halt, including Radicus right now. In fact, I've got I've got his stream on it. He did quite a few rolls. And folks, this is just qualifying that we're watching right now. So this is absolutely entertaining. Let's keep our cycle through these drivers here. Now we've got Scotty 22 in the 22 right there. He's got the black car with the yellow numbers and yellow wheels, looking really good. Tin roof in the 87, a great looking car there, and he's in this main group, swerving around a little bit in the backstretch, going to the outside lane. Interesting strategy here in qualifying. This front group, I think that these guys are going to be starting on the front here. And, you know, it's Talladega. It's NASCAR Heat 5. The starting positions don't make a huge difference, especially when we're looking at a long race ahead of us. But it's a necessary part of this weekend to get these qualifying positions settled out. Here's Dozen Hot Wings in the 12. Looking really good. Running all on his own. Hopefully he got a lap in the draft, probably involved in that big accident we saw on the backstretch. Hopefully a good lap was set prior to that happening. And here's the 46 car, Kakarot. 5-hour energy purple, looking really good. He's getting pushed from the 22 at this point in qualifying. Still not great. And then that finishes our cycle of drivers. We're back to the front part of the pack, and they are 3 wide. This is quite the thing. I hear some screeching. One car sliding to the inside. So these guys are looking really good right now in qualifying. I mean, if this is any indication as to how the race is going to go tonight, man, oh man, have we got something in store for us tonight. We got a few more laps in this. So Volley is second in line on the bottom. He's running strong. He's been up front this whole time. Good at holding that position there. We got one on the outside, a lap car they're approaching. I'm trying to find who follow the leader of this group. It is Moose in the 68, of course. We've got him, and everybody's going to pass low of the 66. Coming to only a few laps to go in this qualifying session, and then we'll get into this race. And man, we got to preview this race a little bit. I mean, it's a season opener, big race. A lot of people want to win. Of course, everybody in this lobby wants to win, but it's got that prestige of the first race of the season. Just like any first race of the season in any motorsport, you always want to win that first one. Get started with the maximum amount of points you can get in the race. That's fantastic. Stages will be enabled. The cautions will be on relaxed. Of course, manual cautions will be an option. We'll be tracking that throughout the day to see if anybody has to deal with that. And we got a little bit of contact in the back, and nobody goes around. Everybody keeps it on the track, but there was some momentum lost for sure. And now we've got a 2-car breakaway up front. I just caught the replay of that on the Radicus stream, and it was a tense moment, but that's that. So it looks like that is the end of our qualifying session here at Talladega to start this night off with a bang. Lots of great maneuvering in that session, and this is going to be one heck of a race. We got a lot of great drivers in this lobby here, and a lot of success surrounding a lot of these drivers, especially in this league. So we'll be ready to watch this once we get to it. So we're waiting on the lobby now. And then after that, we'll be ready to rumble with some racing. So, of course, Season 5 is what we're looking at here. The Rubbing is Racing League. NASCAR Heat 5. Season 5. In Heat 5. Happy about that. All right, we're off to the lobby to see some lap times here. Give us a good indication of how this race might go once it loads up. Of course, I'm typically slower at loading than anybody else. It's just the way it always has been with NASCAR Heat 5. We're waiting on it. Let's see it. Still waiting on it. Here it is. All right, so Tin Roof got the fastest lap of 47.84. After that was East Lamp, of course, always up front. Then following them is Harvick, 29.66 in third with a 47.99. Fourth, let's scroll a little bit to find fourth. It's Volley. In fourth, fifth is Nerdy. Sixth is Muth. Seventh, Midnight Bangs. Eighth is Kakarot. 9, Scotty. 10th, Dozen Hot Wings. That rounds out the top 10. And that's all we get. So we're going into the next one here. Accidentally. So we'll bring up our banner while we get out of this lobby. So we're waiting on the race lobby at this point. It's very exciting. First race of the season. Everybody's got nerves are high. Tension is high. And the racing will be intense, I assure you. Welcome those in the chat. Still playing Heat 5. Got quite the crowd here tonight on hand for the Rubbing is Racing League. And yes, it is on NASCAR Heat 5. Great to see you. So we're waiting on the lobby at this point. Typical management situation. Got a long schedule this season. Let's see. I'll preview this schedule a little bit if I can pull it up. Here it is. We got our schedule up here. So this first week, Talladega in the Xfinity Series. So the formatting of this league is you get a asphalt race in one of the top 3 series of NASCAR as the first race of the night. And then the second race is always an extreme dirt tour race, a unique format for this. And man, oh man, it's all 50% races in either the Xfinity, the Cup Series, or the Truck Series, and then the Extreme Dirt Tour is always a 100% race. And then it looks like on the 9th we got an Extreme Dirt Tour doubleheader, first at Jefferson, then at Texas. Boy, that's going to be exciting. I love the dirt cars. But tonight we got Talladega. Next week we'll have Charlotte. Following that, Martinsville, Road America. A lot of great choices. Iowa, Trucks on the schedule in there somewhere. Eventually, they'll go to the Roval in the Cup Series. That's going to be quite the race. A lot of wild card options there. That precedes by 1 week the Extreme Dirt Tour doubleheader. After that is Canadian Tire. So that's 3 road courses in a row if you're including Jefferson as a dirt road course in there. Following that, straight to Bristol. Really great. Mid-Ohio, my home track, on the 6th of the 9th month. Then you got playoffs, 3 rounds of playoffs, and then a championship race after that. So you got Michigan, the Indianapolis road course in there in the first round, Pocono and Kansas in the second round, and then, of course, the Dirt Tour. Haven't even mentioned any of those tracks, but it's all the typical tracks. You got Bristol, Eldora, Charlotte, Fanatec, Drebin, Jefferson is the final race of the 3rd round, and then the championship race is to be determined. The tracks, that is gonna be one heck of a weekend. There's one heck of a schedule as well. So it's looking good. I am keeping an eye on this, monitoring, and the lobby is going up. So far, we've got 6 in. And we're waiting on that. I can't join the lobby till after everybody has joined already. Then we'll get right into the race. So, hey, I'll tell you what. It is going to be a good time tonight. This is my first event here in the booth for the Rubbing is Racing League. Of course, I was in previous as a color analyst, but this is the first one on my own for this league, and we're waiting on the lobby. So far, we got 7 players in. Now we've got 8. I'm excited. I'm getting pumped up for this race. Should be some epic music playing right now as all the players load into this lobby. The jockey's saddling up, getting ready to do a 50% Xfinity Series race at Talladega, one of the toughest tracks to go to. It looks like there's 12 in. It's paused. Am I the 13th? 13th spot reserved for me. Very exciting. So this lobby will get going eventually. I've got it paused as of now. So I'm looking through. It's gonna be exciting. So the positions you really want to... Oh, I'm getting a message. I've got an okay message. I thought that was going to be an important message. Go in. I'm in. I am in the lobby. All right. Not yet. I gotcha. The drivers who are starting on the bottom lane for this race are going to be in prime position. Tin Roof, Harvick, Nerdy. Those first 3 guys, they're going to be pretty good. Unless there's a little bit of an okie dokie that happens, we might see... I don't know if any of these guys are going to want to help Eddie on the outside. I'm leaving. All right. I'm out of the lobby now so they can start the race. I'll be able to monitor from the Radicus stream. Six-second delay likely on the Twitch stream. So this is going to be a good one. Gotta get pumped. Gotta get excited for it. All right. I'm able to hop in now, and we're loading up. So we're ready to remove this banner. Of course, I don't know if the official title of this game is, or if this race is the Moneyline 300. We could call it that. I'm calling it the Season 5 opener. Here we go. Cars on the grid, sitting in the pits. Fans are ready. A packed house here at Talladega Superspeedway for the season opener of the 5th season of the Rubbing is Racing League. The 87 car is bringing them to the green flag, and here we go. There it is. The green flag is out, and this season is underway at Talladega Superspeedway, and it looks like Eddie on the outside has gotten a fantastic start. He's clear of the bottom. He drops down. Oh, man. Drop down in front of the leader. So from the outside lane, gets a fantastic jump on the first start of this race and is now leading on the bottom lane. That's a really great start from the 20. And now we're watching single file. One in the wall in the back. Couldn't tell who it was. We got one in the wall. Looks like everybody's all right. Everybody's keeping in the pack. It's shuffling time here at Talladega. As Eddie is leading the first lap, we've got Tin Roof sitting in second place, looking to pounce. Yep, the 87 still sitting in second place, swerving around, waiting to see if there's a move. The back of the pack is really interesting right now. Let's look back there. It's spread out a little bit here. Looks like everybody's possibly in the draft. The 11 car stuck on the outside, the only one on the outside right now. Everybody's fanning out into the backstretch. And now they're all single file. One big train at Talladega Superspeedway to start this race. Of course, 3 stages determine the outcome of this race. And man, we've got one up in the wall. And now we got a big move. There was a big momentum shift in the middle of the pack there when we saw one car go out and touch that wall. Then everybody started shuffling. We had a few positions change. Looked like it was Radicus on the outside there. Made a couple positions up, possibly. See, now we're watching Volley on the outside. .46 on the outside, dropping back down in. Here they come down the back straightaway. Blisteringly fast here at Talladega Superspeedway. After you get used to the speed, it doesn't seem like they're going that fast, but you have to remember these guys. I mean, it is incredibly fast. They're going more than 2.5 miles in less than a minute. Imagine doing that on the highway. Getting swarmed by cops if they could keep up. And so we're still watching Eddie lead this race, doing a fantastic job defending that first position. Now, it is possible here at Talladega in the Xfinity Series that this could come down to a fuel mileage race. And as we know, in all motorsports, it is not good for fuel mileage to be leading the pack. You want to be farther back. You want to be 3rd or 4th, saving fuel. And, you know, we're early in this race, but it is, it's part of it. You got to start saving as soon as you can. Of course, we got those stage breaks. Everybody knows when those cautions are going to come out. You don't know when another caution is going to come out. The 68 and the 46 having a scuffle in the back, trying to bring out that first caution. The runs that they get are huge here at Talladega. These Xfinity cars get a big-time draft, and it looks like we got to move for 3rd as well. Let's check in with these guys. There's 4 cars who are off the pace right now in their own draft, about half the back straightaway behind the main pack. These guys are minding their own business back here, staying out of trouble. Running the outside lane, building up momentum. That's a fascinating strategy. We'll head back to the front pack, keep up with the leaders. We're watching Nerdy in the 63, sitting in 4th place right now. Man, it makes me so nervous every time they come out of the tri-oval, coming across the start-finish line. They jump way high up on the track and into the middle lane, and that's a perfect opportunity for somebody to drop down. If they could hold it down there, drop down maybe and gain a position or 2. That'd be the way to gain some positions in this one. 14 Volley up into the wall. That wasn't good. Hopefully he keeps the draft here. We'll see. He's pushing. He's holding that throttle down as far as he can. I don't know. It's close. It's going to be right on the edge. He's going to need a little bit of help here if he doesn't want to fall back. We've got another one in the middle, in between these 2 packs that has lost the draft at this point. Volley hasn't made up a significant amount of ground. I'm going to catch a glance at how many laps left in this stage. 5 laps to go. No pit stop in this stage. Eddie remains in the lead. An incredible job of defense. I mean, the runs that these cars get is incredible. Nerdy is really doing a good job of wrapping that inside line really smooth. We got one who's gone up the track. Oh man, and it's Eddie, our leader, has spun. My goodness, he's going backwards on the track, and there's contact. Big crash on the front straightaway. Our leader involved. That's multiple cars, but right now, Eddie having big problems at 22 as well. That's Scotty. Also having some big problems. We'll check in with the leaders. Can't tell. It doesn't look like the caution has come out for that. 22 has some big cosmetic damage. We'll be seeing that for the rest of the race, so it'll be hard to tell whether he's gotten that fixed or not. I assume after one pit stop, that's going to be good to go for the 22 car. Just got to stay in the lead lap here for those guys. So now we're watching Tin Roof in this one, leading the way. He's got the 63 and the 68 behind him. It's a 3-dog fight for the lead in this one. Only a couple laps left. Oh, and there's a move. Move to the outside. The 68 was helping the 63, but then dumped him. Decided to get the 1 position that way by dumping the guy who was starting to help. So now second place has changed. It's been given to the 68 car. Now you wonder if the 63 is going to help him. Not after that move. Meanwhile, Tin Roof loves that these guys are battling it out for second place. They're not trying to pass him. Oh, he gets moved up the track, and now there's contact. Quarter panel, the front bumper, the 68 on the bottom. Man, oh man, and how did Tin Roof stay ahead in that? We'll see if the 63 gets clear. He's not going to. Going into the corner, the outside lane. He did get clear. Man, oh man, down the back straightaway with a big run. It puts Nerdy in the lead. And now Tin Roof sitting in second place, so he's got to get some help from the 68 car. We know what happens when the 68's trying to give some help. Here it comes on the outside lane. The 68. Will Tin Roof be fooled this time? No. They can't even get up beside Nerdy. Man, there's contact side by side. If they're not careful, there's a second group of third cars just behind, and they're pretty organized. It's the 66, the 29, and the 14 all lined up, chomping at the bit. This is incredible. Got some great racing on our hands. Nerdy in the lead. Tin Roof in second place. Looks like the 68 is struggling to keep up at this point. Not sure what happened. Of course, it's hard for me to keep count of the laps here, so we'll see. It looks like this could be the end of the stage. And oh, and there's Tin Roof into the wall. So Nerdy comes across the line first. I'm not sure. It felt like it could have been the end of the stage. Let's listen. It was the end of the stage. So Nerdy gets the stage win there, followed by Moose in the 68. Tin Roof, I believe, crossed the line in third. And that's stage one. Man, oh man. A dogfight. Yeah, that's Moose in second. Tin Roof in third. Radicus fourth. Harvick in fifth. Volley sixth. KS seventh. Midnight Bangs in eighth. Kakarot in ninth. And Dozen Hot Wings in 10th. So there's Eddie and Scotty following them in 11th and 12th. Of course, they were involved in an accident during that stage that did not bring out the yellow. So neither of them have gone a lap down, and it's a fair fight again, but we're going to get to watch Eddie come from the back of the pack this time. That's going to be fun. So we'll see how this goes. There's Eddie sitting in dead last right now in the bottom lane. Perfect position to try to drive back up through it, but Radicus is going to lead us back to the restart to start stage 2 in this 50% race at Talladega to start the season. They're green. Once again, let's see if the outside lane can do what it did last time with Eddie at the helm, and it looks like it won't. In fact, the 4 is making it 3 wide for the lead, going into turn 1. Not 3 wide anymore, it's just 2 wide. 2 by 2, look like a pace lap, a really fast pace lap. Going around, and Radicus is cleared for the lead. Here they come down the back straightaway. We're watching Radicus sitting in the middle trying to defend both lanes. Lots of organization in both lanes right now. We'll see what they can do on that outside lane. Coming through turns 3 and 4. Man, inside, they're bouncing off the apron, losing a lot of their momentum, but the outside is not very connected. We're watching Dozen Hot Wings now, and there's some people below the line, people up in the wall. 4 wide in the back, and Eddie is making his way up through the field with help of the 22. They were the ones that crashed. Oh, and speaking of crashed, the 4 and the 11. The 4 looks like he's going to keep it going. That's KS. But the 11, well, KS ended up hitting the wall a little bit there. But the 11 car, Midnight Banks, is now stopped on the Geico sign, rolling very slowly. Man, oh man, that's a damaged car. Oh, and there's a big crash on the back straightaway as we're watching this. And that, I can only assume, means the caution has flown in this race. As all the cars slow down, plenty of action on the back straightaway. And now we have confirmation that the yellow flag is out. So there's 9 laps remaining in stage 2. There will be about 6 to go, 6 or 7 laps after they go green here. So this is an opportunity for some strategy. Is track position important today? Is it something you're going to need? This may be an opportunity to get it. How many tires do you take? Of course, we've got some damaged cars who are going to be fixing up their damage, taking 4 tires. And now we've got Tin Roof back in the lead, starting on the inside lane. So that's Tin Roof on the bottom, bringing him into the green flag after our first caution for cause in this race. And it looks like the outside lane has had a horrible start, other than the one leading the way. Oh, and there's a crash on the start. It was KS and everybody behind the 20 car, the 11, the 14 of Volley. And it doesn't... It looks like the yellow flag has flown yet again in this one. So lots of action, but that outside lane got another good restart. That's, you know, it's about half and half now, the outside lane and the inside lane. Something you don't see very often at Talladega, the outside lane getting a really good jump on the starts. So this, I believe, is a manual caution, our first manual caution of the night. Let's explain for our viewers how this works. 70 miles an hour around the track. The green flag in the game is out. However, all these drivers are communicating right now. They're pacing around the track 70 miles an hour under the green flag. It's a caution. They're all going to be able to make a pit stop, I believe, here. That is the situation that occurs when the caution does not fly. When an incident happens at the Superspeedways, it's 2 or more drivers have to be in the incident for this to for a manual caution flag to fly, and at every other track, it's 3. So that's something to keep in mind as we're watching throughout this season. So they all roll slowly around the front straightaway. Odd to see these cars going so slow and tame around this racetrack. Usually, the high banks of Talladega, you got a lot of big action going on, but right now, they're all slow, figuring out the running order. We're watching Scotty right here, who has had a great recovery after that incident in the first stage. Eddie has had nothing but trouble after that, after leading such a large portion of this race. A little bit of contact in the back of the pack, stacking up effect. So it seems our current leader is Dozen Hot Wings after getting a fantastic start on the outside lane. Now it is unknown to me at this moment whether the leader gets to choose their lane to start this race, but I can only assume that they would, and it's the type of thing where this is a whole new game now after the manual caution, because now you can play restart games. You've got the restart zone just like in real life NASCAR here. You can choose as the leader when to go. The field is a little bit more spread out. It's not AI controlled, and I think that all those things play into the hands of the leader, choosing when to go in that restart zone. So we'll see some pit stops here, I believe, as they come around turn 4 here at Talladega. We might see some pit stops. It was soon after the last pit stop cycle. We've had a couple cautions in this stage, so I don't know if everybody's going to pit here. I wouldn't anticipate everybody pitting here. Track position might be more important than a fresh set of tires here we're watching. Looks like the 12 is going to stay out, and most of them behind. It looks like Nerdy is coming into the pits. Eddie is coming into the pits. We got a couple between them. Looks like it's Harvick is coming in, and so is Volley. So we got 4 guys in the pits. We'll be able to watch their pit stops here. See who comes out of the pit lane first. Nerdy is the first in his stall. Oh, and there's well, of course, we're watching a big crash on pit road. Of course, that's not actually happening. That's just how NASCAR Heat 5 operates in this situation. So Nerdy is going to get out of the pit lane first. And now that we've switched cameras, we can't see. So we're watching now Harvick coming out of the pits. He's next. I assume these guys are getting some damage. They both come out at the same time, but Eddie, by virtue of having a pit stall farther ahead, will be third off the pit lane, followed by Volley. And of course, a lot of that's for the last 2 rows on this restart. We've got plenty of drivers up front. So Dozen Hot Wings is going to be able to make a choice here, I assume, on which lane he'll pick. He was good on the outside lane. However, this is a whole different type of restart. Doesn't look like we're going to go green on this lap, considering they're not lined up double file. There's still a little bit of time on this lap to get them lined up. It seems like race control is content with waiting another lap, going around one more time before we get this thing going. Some of these drivers cleaning off their tires. Giving each other love taps on the straightaway. That's how it goes. Competitors. Making it happen. So they're side by side on the front row. Boy, and if that was the green flag, I didn't realize they were going to go green single file, and it looks like they have, considering they're 3 wide for second place right now. It's 3 wide for 4th place, actually, as the 22 has fallen back, and Tin Roof got a fantastic start right there. Man, oh man, to get to the outside of the 12 and pass him before they even got to turn 1, that was incredible. And now is the 12 going to be stuck on the outside? It looks like he will. Oh, there's contact. They were almost pushing 4 wide right now. KS in the camper seat right now. He got one in the wall and spinning. There's a couple Nerdy involved in this. Man, and Harvick involved as well. It's the 46 car spinning, and now KS is set all the way down. He's got to avoid the pit lane entrance. He comes back up on the track. He made it happen. No caution for the incident on the backstretch. We're racing. Tin Roof leading this race after a fantastic restart. The restarts have been the big talking point of this race so far, because that's when all the lead changes have happened. Gotta be good on the restarts here at Talladega. So KS moves up a position. He's now into 4th in his 4 car. The 22 falls back to 5th. There's 5 cars in this lead train. Oh, man, and the 12 jumped up. The 4 jumped up. A little bit of sticky bumper there. They're both going to save it. And now the 68 pushing. The 87 hard. They're pushing so good right now. You can push all you want until the last lap. Big give and take game. So we've got 2 distinct groups here. Of course, we got our 5-car grouping that we're watching right now, and there's a lot of action from 3rd place on back. These guys are all over this track. Then it seems that there's a 3-car grouping behind these guys right now. Not the focus of our attention. We're watching the leaders. Eddie has fallen out of the group. It's actually, it seems to be a 2-car. Oh, there's a 2-car. There is a 3-car just behind the leaders. There's a 2-car group back there. Not a lot of action in there. Oh, and that was the stage ending right there. I can only imagine that was stage ending based on how these cars moved around. So Tin Roof wins the second stage of this race. And I can confirm that was the stage ending. So Tin Roof has won the second stage of this, and it was close at the end. But Tin Roof holds him off after getting a great restart after the manual caution. So we're going to get our official results here coming up soon. Moose has finished second. KS in third. Dozen Hot Wings in fourth. Scotty in fifth. Still working on a good recovery. Radicus in sixth. Nerdy in seventh. Midnight Bangs in eighth. Eddie in ninth. And Harvick in 10th. So we've only got 3 or 4 pitting right here. 5. So we're going into the third stage. This is where it could get interesting with fuel strategy. Something we always want to watch. Everybody's going to end up pitting here. Except for Nerdy, stayed out. And he will lead the way in the 63. And the 68 did not get a good restart right there. Man, oh man, just absolutely bogged down on the jump. Nerdy leads the way with KSS on the outside lane in the 4 car, challenging for that lead. Looks like it might be a move in vain, however, because he is stuck on the outside with a long train of cars on the inside, all wanting to get that one position. Man, oh man. So Nerdy leads the way, and we've got a little bit of action behind him. Second and third holding steady, and we got one on the apron. That's KS all the way down there. Maybe he got hooked, but everybody keeps it straight. Still Nerdy leading the way, the 12 just behind, the 68 behind them. And KS trying to mount a charge on the outside lane. Man, will it work? I don't know. These guys are looking really good. Right now in this race, we're about to get an update. How many laps remain? 28. So 28 laps to go at the line. Last time, 27 this time. Nerdy is leading. Not in a good fuel saving position. Start these runs with between 17 and 18 laps of fuel. Can you save enough? Will you have to save enough? I don't know. I don't think that this... It might not come down to a fuel strategy race unless there's a caution here. So it's the... We beg the question. Is it better to be leading this race, or is it better to be in second or third right now? The top 3 are holding steady. Everybody behind them are really dancing around on this track. The 22 has been making a good charge, and Eddie finally found a little bit of luck in this race. Hasn't gotten taken out in a lap 1 crash, making a move to the outside on Harvick. Not going to work out, but they're 3 wide in front of him. One in the wall. Comes down straight into him. The commentators curse, and there's a 3-car accident coming out of turn 4. Eddie slides into the inside wall. We've got another one around. It's the 14 of Volley. Nerdy remains the leader. This happened behind them, of course. There were 3 cars spinning in that one. Everybody keeps going. These engines don't sound like there's a caution. Now they do. What could it be? Could it be a yellow flag? We don't know. They're coming pretty slow down the back straightaway. I can only imagine this is a caution flag, whether it be manual or not. It looks like a manual caution considering we haven't switched already. So this is a manual caution flag for the incident coming out of turn 4. Just as we were talking about Eddie finally caught a break, and then in another accident. Man, oh man. From leading the race so early, if he could get back up there, this could be a totally different picture we're looking at. So currently our leader is Nerdy. Coming around this, if it's the same procedure as the last caution, this won't be the pit lap. So So we're watching the 63 go by the pit lane entrance. Our second manual caution of the day, refresher. The green flag on the track is out, but this is a manual caution. All the drivers slow down to 70 miles an hour to pace around this track. It happens when there's an incident that doesn't trigger the relaxed yellow flag setting in the game. So all these drivers lining up now, sorting out their running order before the pit stop cycle. So this is an interesting one, folks, because this caution could lead to a little bit of... How many laps are to go here? 25 laps to go. It won't be a fuel strategy caution here. This isn't going to make it close. So these drivers can't make it to the end on one tank of fuel after this pit stop. So there still is potential for a green flag pit stop cycle. Of course, if these guys split it in half, there won't be any problems of fuel to come later in the race. So Nerdy leads the way, coming around the backstretch. And this is going to be another situation where now we've seen the restart procedure here. A little bit like an IndyCar restart. Come to that restart zone and you go. No formation necessary. So we'll see who pits here. I can't imagine it'll be too busy here. Of course, I'm not a crew chief. So what do I know? 63 car straddling that line. Making the left-hand turn into the pits. Is it going to happen? He's right on the edge there. Nerdy coming into the pits. Of course, he stayed out under that last caution. So Nerdy coming into the pits, and we've got... Who else is coming into the pits? We got Kakarot coming into the pits, and of course, Eddie coming into the pits after the accident. So we got 3 in the pit lane. And that is a tough break for Nerdy in the 63 car, who was leading the race, has to pit right here. I do not believe there's any chance of saving enough fuel here to make it to the end. So this is it's tough, but I think that Nerdy definitely wanted to get that thing full of fuel, get some tires on it, prepare for that next pit stop in case it is under the green flag. Because that can always help you to be a little bit fresher on all your stuff coming to the green flag pit stop cycle. So now we're cycling around here to see who our leader is. It's Moose in the 68. Somebody who's been running up front all day. Not always leading, but always hovering around that top 5. And with only 3 cars pitting, everybody's going to be cycled up to the front here, and a single file restart will ensue, I believe. So Moose leads the way. We saw what happened last time there was a restart. We saw Tin Roof get a fantastic run, go around the outside, take the lead from 2nd or 3rd place, I believe he started in that, and then ended up winning the stage. So this could have big implications because there's not a stage break between now and the end of the race. It is the end of the race that's coming up next. So if you take the lead here and there's no more cautions, we've seen it before. Taking the lead on the restart is really important. So who's going to get the jump? Any of these top 4 guys have a really good shot, possibly getting to the front here. Boy, it'd be something if Harvick sitting in 4th place got all the way up to the front on this start. Is that one entering the pits? No, it's the 22 who's spinning around. The 22 has spun out and given Volley some damage, it seems. Drama coming to the start here. Will they call off the start? I don't know. They've just gone through the restart zone, and in fact, the start has been called off at this point. For the 22, something happened. It's a Scotty in the 22. Man, oh man, what could it have been? some sort of malfunction. Gets his spot back. Boy, a bizarre scenario here, and just eating laps away now from this race. So Scotty gets his spot back, sitting in 5th. And they cycle around this racetrack one more time under the caution flag. So thanks everybody for tuning in to this broadcast tonight. This is the first of 2 races we have. This is the Xfinity Series race at Talladega. Of course, it's the Xfinity Series cars that we're using right now in the KV Motorsports Rubbing Is Racing League. This is the season opener, the first race of the season. The points lead is on the line in this race. Get the most points and you're the leader of the standings. And of course, the second race will be the Extreme Dirt Tour cars at Fanatec Motorsport Park. So we still got 1 race to go after this. We're circling under caution right now after an incident on the track. Everybody is pitted. We were going to go green last time by, but there was an odd scenario with Scotty in the 22 we're watching right now where he spun out. It was coming through this section, so we've made it a lap around, and we're going to go to the leader and see what happens. People gearing up for this start. We're coming to the restart zone. Everybody fanning out a little bit. We're watching Moose, who's starting this race. He gets a good jump. And the restart is clean this time. Nobody spinning. Nobody stopping. Moose in the 68 has a great start, but the 12, he's not going to make a move here. But KS in the 4, he's going to jump to the outside lane. He had a great run, and he's tucking back in, and he's going back out, tucking in again. Man, oh man, still single file. I really thought that the 4 was going to have a bigger run than he did. But there's some guys coming from the back with a ton of momentum. The 4 now below the double yellow line. Not supposed to go under there, but he's all right. Coming back onto the track. 2 wide for 3rd place at the moment with the 11 car. But Moose remains in the lead. A few cars have fallen off this pack. They're sitting back there. It doesn't look like there's been an incident, though. Maybe just a momentum loss, bumping and beating and banging. So what's going to happen? Now the 4 car way below the line. Watch out here. He's coming back up on the track. He's going to be 3 wide with the 29 and the 11. There's contact. 2 leaders driving away with this one while these guys are knocking into each other behind. So that's Midnight Bangs in the 11 leading the charge on the outside lane. He's got 3 cars tucked up right with each other. A huge momentum. The 11, the 66, the 22. The 3 black cars with their individual numbers all colored. They're all teaming up on the outside lane trying to catch up to these leaders who only have 2 cars. Meanwhile, Harvick in the 29, he is able to stay with and even go faster than those guys on the outside thanks to the draft from the 2 cars in the bottom lane who are leading this race. But now they've all caught up to each other. What can they do? What can Midnight Bangs do with 2 cars to help him? Oh, they've gotten up to 2nd place right now. This is some fantastic work on the outside from all 3 of these drivers because they're side by side with the leader now. The inside lane can't get organized, and now the 11 is ahead. They've gained another car. Also, with a base paint scheme that is black. Well, I mean, it's the Midnight Marauders up there. So this is crazy. Making the outside lane work. And now there's 3 lanes. A split, and the 22 has made contact. He's falling behind. They split up, and now the 11 and the 66 have dropped down as the leaders of this race. An incredible job around the outside lane. Very well done from those drivers. Man, oh man. And Scotty ended up in 3rd right there. Meanwhile, behind them is the 68 who makes a great move on the inside. He's going to get 2 and 1. No, he won't. He's just going to stay in 3rd. Boy, it looked like he was going to get 2 and 1 right there. Harvick behind him. Man, it is intense right now. Of course, I believe these guys all have to make one more pit stop in this race. But there's no fuel saving right now. No need. Radek is stuck on the outside lane. The 68 car on the bottom. Catching back up. The 4 still straddling that apron. Hanging on, though. So what's going to happen? Dozen Hot Wings in the far back now. He's the last car in this first group. They're side by side ahead of him. KS on the bottom. Here they come down the back straightaway. Wow, what a job. So Harvick sitting in third right now. Has been quiet today. Just riding around. Keeping it straight. Now he's sitting in third place with a chance to pounce at the end of this thing. Coming to the line here. They're trying to get that outside lane working again. They're a little bit far back. They're going to have to get some momentum from these guys up front. Looks like they will. There's 17 laps to go. So they will have to make a pit stop. And now the window has opened. It's close. If you pit here, it's close. I wouldn't expect anybody this lap, but the window is open to make it on fuel. So we're going to be expecting green flag pit stops at any time now. And green flag pit stops here at Talladega, especially for these guys in the first group, puts everyone else in the danger zone. To explain, elaborate that a little bit, if you pit right now, let's say you're the 29 car, you pit right now. You come into the pits, you got a drafting partner, you come back out, and then the caution comes out. In fact, we've got one coming off the pit lane right now. It looked like it might have been volley. I couldn't tell. So you come out of the pit lane. You've already made your pit stop. You can go to the end of the race. Everybody else, if the caution comes out, will have to pit under caution, and you will cycle past them, as you don't go a lap down if you're in the lead group here at Talladega when you pit. So there's a chance at an undercut. There's a chance at a danger zone track position grab. But you have to have drafting partners. So I'm sure these drivers are organizing amongst themselves who's going to pit and when. Let's see it. Nobody pitting yet. I agree with this. I was always one to go as far as I could on this strategy. Pit as late as I could. There's another red car coming out of the pit lane right there. Of course, those two drivers will be able to make it to the end. No drafting partners, and there's contact behind these guys. It was the 4 making contact with, I believe, Radicus there. Yeah, just barely touched him. Sent him up into the wall. It looks like Radicus might be okay. He's going to still be in this draft. Man, before the pit stop, and these guys are all crazy. Let's calm down a little bit at this point, but boy, what racing we have seen today. This race coming to a close in the final section. Final stage, final segment, coming up on our final pit stop. Now we're seeing these guys spread out quite a bit. A bit surprising they were all able to stay with each other for a long while prior to this. They were all 2 and 3 wide, of course, but now that they've organized, they're getting a little strung out. '29 sitting in third. Looking good. He's the last guy right now not in any drama, the 22. Sitting there in fourth just behind. They're single file again. We're waiting on that pit stop. Scotty in the 22 has gone to the outside lane. Maybe saving a little bit of fuel. He wants to go to the back. Oh, he chops down in front of KS, and KS gets all squirrely. Keeps it on the track. Keeps his position. Man, oh man, these guys are all over this track. Now the 22 won't have anywhere to go. He's going to sneak in behind the 4. So give KS one position. We'll check in with our other group. Tin Roof, separated from any group there. Eddie and Nerdy together on this track, just pushing. They're coming through turns 3 and 4. Back to the leaders. This is where the action is today. Right up front. Who's it going to be? When will they make their pit stop? It's close. There were a few guys that pitted at that last caution. I don't believe that they're going to be able to save enough to go all the way to the end. So we're not going to worry about that. We'll worry about it if we have to worry about it. So it's going to get confusing here as everybody's coming down to the pit lane. This whole front group is coming down into the pits. Man, the 11 is going really fast. He gets it slowed down. Everybody gets it slowed down. Very well done. We got a couple who've stayed out. It's Eddie and Nerdy, who I believe will cycle out to be the leaders in this race. So we're going to watch those two to keep the leader in touch. They will be able to make it to the end of this race on this fuel run as they're pitting. This time, everybody's wrecking through pit road. I can see it. So Moose has come out of the pits first. He's got a big gap to KS, who's going to be right behind. The 11 had a long stop. This has shuffled the order a little bit. So let's get back to Eddie, who's stayed out yet again. And Nerdy is pitting, but Eddie right now, I believe, is the leader of this race. He is out there all on his own, though. No drafting help. Let's see our previous group of drivers. Here's Moose. Still, he doesn't have drafting help, but it looks like KS is going to be able to catch him. They'll be able to work together. Just the two of them, though. Man, that green flag pit stop spread these guys out way more than I thought. Let's see what KS does as he catches up to Moose. Ah, he's going to stay right behind him. Thought there was a chance he would check out on him there, but he hasn't done it. He's just going to push him. And they passed by Nerdy there on his exit of the pit lane. Now, Nerdy was running right with the 20. So we'll see what the 20 does. The longer he goes, the less fuel he's going to have to take to make it to the end of this one. Harvick and Radicus fighting it out. Behind these guys, it's a lot of two-car battles on this track right now. And a lot of single-car excursions as well. So I believe that until Eddie pits, we're watching the battle for what could potentially be the win between Moose and KS. They're just pushing right now. They're content to hang out. They got to get as much speed around this track as they can. While we're waiting on seeing what Eddie does. He's still out on the track. We're watching. He's got no help. Definitely not a positive. However, there's a lot of cars in front of him. If he could get, man, if he was just a little bit closer, he'd have a draft, and that would help him so greatly. Could Eddie come back and win this thing? Who knows? Who knows? Some of this is speculation, of course. I don't have a leaderboard to look at in this game. So this is, as far as I know, Eddie is currently the leader of this race. He was in a group of two cars, him and Nerdy, to pass the leaders as they pitted, and he has stayed out so far. We're watching Radicus and Harvick. They have a tandem. They're going a little bit faster. Nobody else other than KS and Moose, who we believe will cycle out to be the leaders. Oh, Midnight Bangs as well. He's with... Who's he with? Dozen Hot Wings. The 11 and the 12. They're grouped together. So we've got 3 tandems on this track, but critically, this 20 car is not in one of them. So I believe as he crosses the line there, it's 6 laps to go. And I'm positive he is not able to make it. Now, I could be completely wrong about this. But we'll see. So we'll keep an eye on Moose and KS, who haven't changed a lot. I mean, they're just content to ride with each other. Boy, Midnight Bangs and Dozen Hot Wings, they are catching up to Nerdy and Scotty. So this is about to be a 4-car group. They're going to be going faster than anybody else on the track. Will it help them? I don't know. But yeah, this is a 4-car grouping right now. And they will be going faster than anyone on this track. Meanwhile, we're watching Eddie in the pit lane. So he has made his pit stop, and there goes those who are now your leaders, Moose and KS. These are the 2 that are fighting for the win in this race. So Moose and KS, first and second. There's a tandem of 2 cars behind them. It's Radicus and Harvick. They are in 3rd and 4th in this race. However, with only the 2 of them, I don't think there's going to be enough speed to be able to catch those leaders by the end of this race. Then we've got our 4-car group who are approaching Eddie. Man, it is hard to tell where everybody is on this track. So the leaders are coming through, and they're about to pass the start-finish line. And when they tried to integrate with Eddie, there was a little bit of drama right there. I believe this is all for position. And the one who I'm watching in this race has alerted me to the fact that there is potential for tire issues in this one. I don't know if it'll happen, but just keep that in mind for the end of this race, that people who haven't taken tires in a while might be pretty close on what they're able to do. Nerdy leads a group of 5 now. Meanwhile, Moose and KS, first and second, still just right with each other. KS must be planning his move. It better be a good move. He's had plenty of time to plan this thing. He's got a few options. Of course, he's probably always looking for an option on the inside lane. That would be the easiest way to go by. However, that's the easiest lane to block as well. That double yellow line is supposed to be treated like a wall. Can't go below it. Can't pass below it. Can't push somebody below it. So we'll see what KS is able to do. Can't go to the bottom unless the 68 slides up. He hasn't slid up. So you can't anticipate that. Can the 4-car get a big enough run to jump to the outside at the perfect moment and try to make a pass for the lead? Can it happen? He's gone to the outside there, but he's still clear behind him. Man, that 4-car has been all over this track tonight. He's got a shot to win it. Man, he's right on him. If he could get to that quarter panel, he could get a little bit of a side draft. Not going to happen this time. The 4 stays behind the 68. About to get our lap to go. Coming across the line. This is it. This is the final lap. Thank goodness I was looking because they're on the backstretch of the final lap of this race. What can KS do? Moose giving him an option on the bottom. He's not able to take it in time. KS jumps to the outside lane, going into turn 3. Now he's behind. He's gonna be able to get a good run. Remember, there's a ton of extra space here at Talladega. They got the whole straightaway to go. Is KS close enough? Can he make the move? He's going to the outside. Inside. Not going to be enough. They're side by side, but Moose is going to win the season opener at Talladega Superspeedway and the Rubbing is Racing League. Man, and what a race it was. Moose wins it. KSS in second. Radicus in third. Harvick has finished in fourth. Then that big group behind them has finished in the order of Dozen Hot Wings, Nerdy, Midnight Bang, Scotty, and Eddie in ninth. Now we'll watch. Eventually, Volley's going to come across the line. There he goes. Just ahead of Tin Roof. Man, oh man, what a great race we had today. A little bit of strategy there at the end. It came down to 2 drivers. But your winner, Moose in the 68 car. The first race of the night. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've still got another one. It's the Extreme Dirt Tour at Fanatec Motorsports Park. And welcome back, everybody, to the Rubbing is Racing League. We're back. We're about to see some qualifying. 7-lap qualifier in the Dirt Tour. So that's what's happening next. Let's get this music out of here. And I see it. So we're back. Just in time for qualifying, of course, for the Extreme Dirt Tour race at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Been saying Fanatec Motorsport Park, that's what I thought it was. And honestly, Motorsport Park is a name that more racetracks should use. So we're about to head back into the lobby. And I'm about to join it now, watch the race live, and we'll head back over to the broadcast scene as we see it. So this is our second race of the night. We just saw a great one at Talladega. And now we're at the Fanatec Fairgrounds. So this racetrack gives some folks some troubles. It's a little bit flatter than a lot of the other ones, but there's some tricks to it, and you got to use this whole track to get around it. So we see all our same drivers back at it again and going into the corner already. A bunch of spinning. Volley went up straight into the fence, and everybody's beating and banging. And boys, it's gonna be a fun night. Watch some dirt racing. Oh man, it is so different than Talladega was. Man, oh man, these guys are getting crazy out here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Is anybody gonna get a clean lap? You only got 7 of them. Can you get one? Man, the 68, our previous winner. Look at these two. They were just fighting it out for the win. Now they're fighting it out for a position in qualifying. Oh, wow. Man, look at all these guys spinning down the front straightaway. And what a beautiful racetrack we have here. Packed grandstands, covered stands in the top half. Flat corners, able to use a little bit of that white line down there. The banking is just enough. So as you'll recognize, a lot of these paint designs from the previous race, not all of them are exactly the same. That's all right though. We'll get a handle on it. Looks like most of them are similar. We got Scotty 22 in the 07. That must be maybe my fault on not having that paint scheme in there. Who knows? Oh, KS goes around there. So we're watching qualifying here. It's almost over. We'll see who gets the fastest lap in a chaotic qualifying session, to say the least. Boy, oh boy. This is going to be a fun race. So it's a 100% race. Don't fear. It won't be too long. These 100% dirt races are sprints anyway. I do believe the stages will be on in this. That's the only way you can get a pit stop in if you get any damage. And manual cautions, I can only assume, won't be happening. Well, maybe there will be. Honestly, we'll find out. We'll find out together. We'll call it as we see it. And the qualifying session is over here as we watch Nerdy circulate this racetrack. We got Tin Roof as well. Moose, our previous winner, Dozen Hot Wings. Midnight Bangs. A lot of great drivers in this race. And this is a totally different thing. You go from Talladega, the biggest super speedway on the circuit, 2.66 miles of asphalt and banking and full throttle action. And you come here to Fanatec Fairgrounds, where it's dirt, not a lot of banking, and a lot of turning that steering wheel. So this is going to be a good time tonight. So we're waiting to see what this qualifying order will be as we're in the loading screen. like I said previously, my loading screen always takes a little bit longer than everybody else's. But we got it quickly this time. Incredible. It seems I've qualified 12th. Let's see who gets the pole. It's Volley gets the pole with a 17:55. That is better than the Radicus 17:83. That is a big difference between first and second. Nerdy gets third. Let's find fourth. It's Scotty. Fifth is Moose, or winner from Talladega. Sixth is Eddie. Seventh is Midnight Bangs, and people are starting to leave. Tin Roof in eighth. Ninth, Dozen Hot Wings. And now I'm into the next race once again. So we'll bring up our banner here, and we'll wait until we get into the race. So now it's time that they assemble the lobby. I'll mute myself here for them so that they can assemble the lobby. I didn't think of that last time, but maybe I should have, so that they can all get into the lobby. So I'm watching the Radicus stream. Head over to twitch.tv/Radicus. That's RA7 ICU5. He's live with the race. If you want a live perspective of one of the drivers in this race, you can watch that as well. Of course, you can stay here and enjoy the broadcast version as well. So we're waiting on this lobby to start, and hey, if this race is anything like the Talladega race, we have some good racing to look forward to. For anybody looking for an update on the Cleveland Guardians versus the Colorado Rockies, the Guardians are up 2-1 in the bottom of the fifth. I don't know if anybody came here for updates on Cleveland sports, but that's your update for right now. Who did I get a message from? Midnight Bangs. Midnight Bangs appreciates the broadcast. And I appreciate you, Midnight Bangs. Whoops. Forgot an E on the end of what I was typing. That's all right. So we're waiting on this lobby to get set up here. A little bit of a delay at this point. Looks like we got some people filing in now. So cautions are on, black flags are on, stages are enabled in this one. Of course, custom setups for both these two races. Volley is in, Radicus in, Nerdy is in. And hey guys, I'll tell you what, I am pumped for this race. I know you guys are pumped for this race. Don't blink and you'll miss it. This is going to be a quick one. Of course, if we get any type of caution, it's going to get even quicker. So they're waiting on someone. Should be soon when we get to race on the dirt. Here in the Rubbing is Racing League through KV Motorsports. Haven't been drinking nearly enough water during this broadcast tonight, but that's all right. Had plenty earlier in the day. 10:05 Eastern Time on a Tuesday night. Hot and humid Tuesday night in Cleveland, Ohio. Other places in the country could not tell you. I could not tell you what the weather's like in other places. I have the ability to tell you, but I think we'd all rather listen to some racing. Excessive heat warning. Yeah, it's going to be 100 degrees here in Northeast Ohio tomorrow. It's going to be quite a scorcher. Man, I was just checking the weather, and I don't know what happened to my phone here, but it just went absolutely crazy. So we'll just stop looking at it. We're waiting on one driver. Oh, it looks like everybody's in at this point. Oh, possibly not, because we're getting some people who aren't supposed to be in this race joining into the lobby. So once again, watching the Rubbing is Racing League through KV Motorsports. Close-knit community these guys have here. Built it up from the ground up, which is, that's where most buildings start, is the ground, I guess, or underground, oftentimes. Regardless, this is a good community here. Lots of great people, lots of great drivers. We've been live for just over an hour and a half here in the Season 5 opening night. We've already gone through the Xfinity Series at Talladega. That was the first race of the season. Won by Moose in the number 86. It was a tight battle between himself and KS at the end of the race. They were the only two that remained after the pit stop. During the green flag condition in the final stage, caution led to everybody needing to pit one more time in the race. Boy, Eddie had some interesting strategy. If he had gotten some draft, he might have had a shot at that thing, even at the end after having a dreadful day and all the accidents. But he came home 9th after having a real shot at it in the final stage. But it was a great race. We saw a lot of drivers up front, and I have a feeling in this race, it's going to be the complete opposite. We're going to see a bunch of new guys. We can forget all about everything we saw in that first race. Considering it's different. It's completely different. It couldn't be more different. Talladega, big, high-banked, asphalt, paved track with some high-speed cars. Not a lot of lifting. A lot of full throttle, 200 mile an hour, and now we're going into some cars that, man, oh man, these things are, let's see, timer going now, 20 seconds left on the timer, is the message from Volley. All right, so that means it's nearly time to join this thing and watch some racing. At long last, we're going to get some more racing. So we're waiting on this lobby to go from lobby to race day. There it is, joining in. Watching the race live, and we're taking the banner off. Get ready, folks. Fanatec Fairgrounds, Mountain Dew 100. 100 laps here. Won't take long. Only about 15 seconds each. So we're ready to go in this one. It's the Mountain Dew 100. Whether we call it that or not. It's the second race of the opening night. And there was a little bit of an interesting start there with the broadcast. But we're going and we're green. 14-car Volley leads the way, and man, it is tight all the way around this racetrack. Everybody is beating and banging. It's dirt racing here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. People in the wall, people spinning out, people bouncing up and down, but Volley has the lead. It looks like the caution is out already in this one, And man, a lot of cautions in this race is going to make it really tough for people to go from the back to the front because there are not a lot of laps in this race. It seems like there's a lot of laps, but certainly there aren't. Not if you're using them on caution. So here we go. So our first restart, not even a minute into this one. We're getting our first restart after some accidents in the back. There was too many to count. And Volley leads the way yet again. Radicus on the outside. 3 wide. We got 2 in the wall in the back of the pack. Not going to be a problem, though, for Volley leading the way. Radicus following behind it. Volley gets really loose on the dirt. Almost got passed by Radicus, but he got run into instead. And now he keeps the lead. So Radicus sitting in second place. We're going to Nerdy. Can't tell if he's in third or where he is. These camera angles are not the greatest. Oh, we got a big accident in the back. Who is it? It's not Midnight Bangs. Oh, but Scotty just put the dozen hot wings into the wall. And KS is around, sitting on the inside of the track. Meanwhile, Volley leads. Is he leading the way? Yes. Can only imagine these are lap cars in front of him. Radicus would be the one to take the lead if anybody took the lead, and he's still sitting behind him. So, Volley leading the way. Just over 20 laps to go in this stage. Once we get to that stage caution, of course, another restart will come after that. Things are starting to calm down here, which is probably for the better, especially for our leaders, who are having to maneuver a little bit of lap traffic here. Radicus trying to get by KS. And had to help him out of the way with the bumper a little bit right there onto the inside lane. And he's stuck on the outside. It's not the preferred groove here. Here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Oh! And Radicus gets taken out by the... Man, oh man, and 3 are involved right now. So the 66, the 27, and another car comes through. The 27, that's Eddie, and I believe it's meant to be a 20. No caution for that. So now Volley leading the way with a small amount of pressure. Not a lot, but a lot of damage for Radicus after being taken out by the 12 car. Man, that was really unfortunate. He's lost a lot of positions. Volley remains your leader. There's nobody around him right now, so it's hard to tell the running positions of any of these guys. There's a big gaggle back here with Nerdy. We've got our Talladega winner putting him up in the wall, and they're spinning. There's simultaneous spinning right now because we got one back there who is stopped up by the wall. And this race is all about keeping up with who's dropping out, I think, because we've got a lot of action all over the track. The 11 car seems to be out of this race. Whether that be due to a disconnection or not, I don't know, but he's sitting in the pits as if he's out of the race. No reason to sit in the pits under green flag conditions. There's no pit lane, no service to be had under the green flag in this series. Looks like as we cycle through everybody now, other than Midnight Bang sitting in the pits, don't have a lot of issue. The 12 is up by the wall, coming back down. KS putting himself some laps together here. Keeping her straight. Here's Tin Roof. Running around the track. Harvick out here. Looking good, but nobody's looking quite as good as Volley right now, who's having to deal with the 12. Man, oh man, and what a save he had. Trying to get around that 12 car, who's proven to at least Volley's competition to be quite tough to get around. Man, and Volley is just on rails right now. Dominating on the dirt here in stage 1. Man, it is the... Must apologize. The feature of this game, the spectating feature, is not all too refined. So you'll see these cars go flying into these corners completely sideways sometimes. It doesn't handle what they look like super well. So it looks like they're spinning out when they really are not. That just is how it is sometimes. A lot of the time it's all right, though. Like it is right now. Watching Volley. Keeping it nice and steady around this racetrack. So Radicus has fallen to 6th place in this one. After his incident with the 12. There's 10 laps to go in this stage. Probably 9 as the leader crosses by. Boy, it is tough to keep track of positions in this after all that drama. Volley having to pass some more guys for the putting him a lap down. There he goes by. Is he going by Radicus? He put him in the wall, maybe. Not too good. Both of them hit the wall right there. He put someone in the wall. It was Radicus. So Volley is lapped up to 6th place. Rather aggressively sometimes. Now he's coming up on Harvick, and the 12 maybe taking a shot at him. Didn't look like he did, and now he's going by Harvick, who we can only assume is in 5th position. So let's go ahead and say that Volley is lapped up to 5th place in this first stage. With only a few laps to go. It's 5 that time by. That last time by, it was 5 laps to go. Here at the Extreme Dirt Tour race, Fanatec Fairgrounds. Second race of the season. Here in the KV Motorsports Rubbing Is Racing League. And right now, guy who puts it all together, Volley, is leading the way. And he's really smooth out there, too. One of the few vehicles on this track that doesn't have much visible damage. There might be some on the right side, considering he just hit the wall. But that is not visible to our cameras out here. So, I mean, he's catching up to the 29 again. So maybe the 29 possibly going a lap down, and they're together. They're in the wall. The 29 going around and upside down almost, while Volley, the leader, it looks like he's going to remain the leader here. But man, oh man, to get out of that just barely. They both went up the track. Volley was just hooked. So that gives Radicus his lap back, and there's only a few laps left in this stage. Radicus gets lapped again, and then that's going to be Volley winning the stage right there. So Volley has won the stage here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Man, oh man, what a crazy stage it was. So I'll get you the full results as we see them coming in just a few seconds here. It's about to happen. I promise. Well, one of these days we'll get the results. I can tell you Scotty is in 4th, Moose is in 5th, Radicus 6th, Eddie 7th, KS 8th. Let's see. All right, so Volley, Tin Roof, Nerdy, Scotty, and Moose is your top 5. They're the only drivers on the lead lap currently. Radicus and Eddie are only 1 lap down. KS 2 laps down. Harvick is 3 laps down, so he wasn't running in 5th. Dozen Hot Wings, 4 laps down, and Midnight Bang. Something definitely happened to knock him out of this race. 17 laps down and stuck in the pit lane. Here we go. Stage number 2. Led by Volley, but now the top 5 or 6 at this point, probably because Radicus gets the free pass, will be on the lead lap, and the green flag is flying in the air. And the 87 trying to go to the outside of Volley, trying to get something on the restart. We saw at Talladega, it was really good to get the lead on restarts. That could be transferring here in the dirt. And now Tin Roof on the bottom, side by side. Nerdy is back there spinning and sliding, but it's not going to be enough, and Volley into the wall. He's all the way around, and Tin Roof is crashing as well. Man, and the 22 is crashing, the 12 is crashing, now Nerdy is crashing with them. My goodness, what has happened in this thing? It looks like Tin Roof is possibly remains the leader. I'm not totally sure if anybody is ahead of him. Oh, I can't even tell. These camera angles are not wide enough. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can't go on board with some of these guys. See what positions they're in. So we've got... Boy, oh boy, it is hard to tell. Oh, and it feels like the caution's out based on the engine sounds. So the caution's out, and that's going to let us gather our thoughts, gather our feelings, gather our words. Unless there is no caution. Certainly this is a caution. You know, it could be a manual caution here. Looks like Tin Roof is in second. So if we assume Tin Roof is in second, based on what I just saw, we'll go to Tin Roof. Who's ahead of him? Purple car. What? The 68, it's Moose. It's Moose in the lead. Or is it? We will find out eventually, but I believe currently the leader is Moose. And wow, what a day it would be for Moose. So I assume this yellow right here, this is a manual caution. And they're just circling the track right now. I don't know. They're just waiting for everybody to catch up here. Man, timing and scoring is going to be tough for this one. I can only imagine what it's like on the ground out there. Meanwhile, if you've been following along all night, you know that we've been getting some Cleveland sports updates. Guardians 3-1 over the Rockies in Colorado right now. It's the bottom of the 6th. I hope that all of you enjoy hearing about Cleveland sports during this caution flag that we have right here. And the Rubbing is Racing League. So Moose, our Talladega winner, is leading the way here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Tin Roof sitting in second place. And Radicus is in third place after getting the free pass. 19 laps to go in this stage, and they're still under caution. And there's a 3-car breakaway. Everybody's trying to figure this out. So we've got our top 3 sorted. Beyond that, it seems to be a bit of a mess. Oh, and there's a... Nerdy giving Volley a little bit of a love tap right there. So we're waiting here for the start. It could happen at any moment. They're coming around the front straightaway this time. Doesn't look like they're starting right now, so Moose is your leader. Behind him, Tin Roof, and now we've got the whole field following. So we might see a green flag this time by. We'll have to keep an eye on. I think we're going to focus on Tin Roof here. He's going to be in the middle of the action, certainly. He's the one in second place. So could this be the restart? We got engine sounds screaming down the front straightaway, and definitely that was the restart. Now Radicus making a move to the inside, and Volley is back somehow, some way, moving up into third place, or at least trying to. He goes way deep into the corner, a big slide job in front of the 87, and they're both going to get passed by Nerdy and the 63. Meanwhile, Moose driving away with this one. Tin Roof, I guess, is really provided for a good choice on the camera. and who we're watching, because he has dropped from second place all the way back, now into possibly fifth. So let's check out Volley, see how he's doing now. He's moved up into what could be, looks like fourth place, because Radicus is in second place at this moment. And our leader, Moose, is just, I mean, no drama on the start. Got a fantastic jump. Started at the perfect moment. Drove away. And now is leading this stage. So we're watching Radicus sitting in second place. Nerdy just behind. Going to be 12 laps to go coming to the line this time. So Volley in traffic is just as good as he was out front. He's making another move there. Puts him into third place. That was a little tad aggressive. Volley wants to win this thing. Started on the pole. He's fallen back after a tough start to the second stage, but he's coming back up there. Really, the key through the first two stages is to stay on the lead lap. If you're on the lead lap, you got a shot at this thing, as we've seen. I mean, we didn't see any of, or really anybody running too close up front during the first stage, other than Volley. But you know, now we're seeing a lot of different contenders. There's a 12 car again, making it tough for the leaders. Yeah, Moose is able to stay right up there. He's past those lappers, so now we're trying to find Radicus here. He's trying to go through all these guys. And Volley has caught Radicus. So this will be an interesting battle for second place. There's less than 10 laps to go at this point in stage 2. So Volley's sitting in third place. Radicus in second, and of course Moose is your leader. We're watching these guys because this is where the drama is on the track. Battle for second place. As long as Volley can get by that 12 car, he's having to use that outside lane, which certainly is making it tough to get around him. Man, oh man. Outside lane is not giving him anything here at Fanatec Fairgrounds. Oh, and Volley got really held up there, and now he's flying back ahead. It was a little bit of lag that we were seeing. So Volley jumps back up, and now is going to have a clear shot to possibly get second place in this stage. He's running in third. He's far way back, however. But Radicus, he's been making some time on the leader here. So we might have a battle for the lead here with Radicus and Moose. The two cars with purple on them. Radicus running a little bit of a higher lane than Moose is right now, and that's allowing him to get a good run off the straightaway, and he's able to use all that track. Moose is running really far down the track all the way around, and certainly he's not carrying as much momentum as Radicus, and he's right there on him now. This 66, this is a battle for the lead at this point. Coming to the close of the stage, we'll see how many laps there are to go. It was 2 laps to go last time by, so they're coming across the line. With the final lap of the stage, what is Radicus going to do? He is within dive bomb distance. Can he do it? Will he do it? Let's see. For the stage, he's running the outside lane all the way around, and all Moose has to do is hold it down there, and he does. That's going to be the end of the stage for Radicus and Moose. But Moose comes out victorious. Radicus never had a shot to really try to pass him there. He was up on the outside lane trying to get momentum. He was making a ton of time, but as soon as he got to him, there wasn't much he could do because 68 was defending so well. So the 68 car, Moose wins the stage. Radicus second place. Volley in third place on a comeback. Tin Roof in fourth. Nerdy in fifth as far as I can tell, and it looks like that is true. So that's your top 5 after that. Eddie in 6th. Scotty in 7th. That's your lead lap cars. KSS is in 8th. He's 3 laps down, so he will get the free pass here, and he's going to get to become 2 laps down. However, he won't be on the lead lap. So our top 7 are on the lead lap, led by Moose, Radicus, Volley, Tin Roof, Nerdy, Eddie, and Scotty. All on the lead lap, and Moose is going to lead the way here. Moose and Radicus back at it, side by side, but you better watch out for 3rd place, Volley, who's on the bottom lane. Radicus way on the outside. He's not going to get a lot of momentum off of turn 1. Everybody was full throttle through there anyway. The 66 on the outside, and he's going to get passed by 2 cars. But Volley goes up to the top of the track. He hits the wall. So now he's in 3rd place, and he's battling with Nerdy, who spins out. Oh, we didn't get a view of it, unfortunately, but he started to spin out right there. He's still with him, though. So we're watching Eddie now. He's up to 4th. This is going to be a great battle for the lead now. We got Tin Roof up here. He's going for 2nd place. He's got to move. He's got a spot on the inside of Radicus, and Radicus having a little bit of trouble there. He got loose or tight or something. Then he lost 2nd place. So now move Tin Roof into 2nd place. Does he have anything for Moose, or will Moose sweep the day? The opening 2 races for Season 5 of the Rubbing Is Racing League, and right now Moose is looking really good to get a couple of wins. Tin Roof, I'm sure, has something else to say about it. Coming through the corner here, Tin Roof definitely not done with him. He hits him, and there's contact all the way through that corner. This is Tin Roof and Moose, and Tin Roof is just going to get by him. He went on the bottom and power move. Big time. Didn't even touch him that corner. Drove all the way around him. And now, Tin Roof is your leader with Moose in 2nd place. And here comes that 12 car. Been a bit of a lap car all day in this one. And has been given a few problems, specifically in 2nd place. Now running up the track. Going to let the leaders by. Good call. So Tin Roof is starting to drive away with this one. Let's see who else might have something to say about it. Moose and Radicus now battling for 2nd place. Can Radicus use that outside lane to his advantage again? Maybe try to catch Tin Roof if he's not up there running it. It's like Tin Roof is maybe in between those 2 on his line. He's really smooth around this track, though. Moose is holding strong in 2nd place, and Radicus just tried to get underneath them there. It didn't work. Oh, and it seems like there's a chance the caution has just come out. Everybody's slowing down here. Looks like it has, for sure. About to get confirmation. The caution did come out, so the caution is out at this point. Tin Roof, your leader. Moose, Radicus, Eddie, Scotty, Nerdy, Volley. And then KS is going to be moved to only 1 lap down at this point. So keep an eye on that story developing. Maybe KS can get a little bit of a recovery with another caution here in this one. All right. So we're going to watch the leaders. We've got Tin Roof and Moose on the front row. Radicus and Eddie in the 2nd row. And here we go. Tin Roof on the bottom. Moose on the outside. Tin Roof slides up. Radicus slides up. He's in there. Now Moose is falling back to farther behind everybody. And he is spinning on the outside lane. And now Eddie is up into the wall. We've got Tin Roof sitting in 2nd place. Who is taking the lead? It's Radicus up there. So Tin Roof, 2nd place again. He's going to have to drive by Radicus and Tin Roof. Is he spinning? I don't know. Looks like he's not, but he did lose a little bit of momentum, putting Eddie into 2nd place now, and he's in the wall. Tin Roof is put in the wall by Eddie. So now Radicus has a big lead over 2nd place. Boy, a little bit of Moose and Nerdy. They were working on each other there. So now Scotty is working on Eddie. for second place. They're battling while Radicus is just driving away. That 66 car. He has been part of this thing all day. He's been up front. He's been gaining time. And now he's finally got some clean air. As clean as it can get on a dirt track, at least. Good job by Harvick there to let the leader by. Now we'll go back and... There's a battle between Tin Roof and Moose right now. It looks like Tin Roof is going to get by right there. Let's see. What else can we watch? There's Eddie running in second place. He's got no challenger right now. So he's able to drive and see if he can put some laps together to maybe catch Radicus, who's got only 18 laps to go. Man, that's not a lot of time left in this race. Radicus is holding it smooth, holding it steady. So in every other scenario we've had in this race, Radicus has been the guy who's chasing down the leader. He's got a better line. He's able to carry a lot of momentum, but now he is the leader. So what will these drivers do to be able to catch Radicus, the guy who's been catching everybody today? He's got a really fast car. Maybe another caution will come out if these guys keep racing in the back like they are. Nerdy and Moose and Volley all back here in a dogfight. Eddie's still out there all by himself, trying to catch Radicus, who's putting together qualifying laps. So Radicus now, he's having to deal with KS. He's going to have to go to the far outside to try to avoid him. He's going to cut low. Maybe have a shot to pass him on the straightaway. It looks like he will. He's gotten by KS at this point. So Radicus remains the leader right now. We're approaching 10 laps to go, coming up soon here. So now we've got some challengers from ahead. This could be another big factor in Radicus leading this race. You know, we've seen, even it was 2 laps to go in stage 1. Volley was leading, and he got tagged by somebody, a lapper that he was passing, and he didn't lose the lead. He had a big enough lead, but man, he lost a lot of time. And right now, Radicus is not in any position to be able to lose a lot of time. He's got a little bit of a gap, but it's not big enough. Of course, these two in second and third are fighting each other, and that's going to slow him down for sure, especially as they're making contact all the way through the corner. So put Scotty up into second place after a move around the outside with a lot of contact. Eddie is down to third. So what can this 22 car do? Oh, there's that 12 again. Man, always a factor. So there's a lot of pressure from Eddie right now on the 22 car. That's not going to allow the 22 to gain any time. And look at that. There's a slide job. Push the 22 straight into the wall, Eddie did. And now I have a feeling there might be some vengeance in check. But the 22 is spinning around. Oh, and he's just teleported back onto the front straightaway. So we're good. 22 has lost quite a bit of time after his spin around and teleport, but he's all right. No teleporting for Radicus, though. He is up front and leading the way. This 66 car absolutely on rails as soon as he took the lead. Nothing could stop him. So we're about to find out how many laps it was to go at that time. 4 laps to go. 3 to go at the line this time. So there's only 3 laps left for Radicus. This 66 car. Solid run at Talladega. Of course, it wasn't a win, though. You always want to get a win on that opening weekend. He's got 1 more lapper to deal with. It's 2 to go at the line right there. He has enough time to just let off, but he's going to go by. He's side by side with the 12, and he makes it happen. He's past the final lap car, and now the white flag is flying for Radicus as he enters the final lap of this race. 66 car comes around on the backstretch through turns 4. It was unbeatable in the final stage of this race. He comes around, crosses the line, and takes victory in the second race of the opening night in Season 5 of the Rubbing is Racing League. Congratulations to both the winners tonight. An amazing job. Let's see. I can't tell. It looks like Eddie remains in second place. Scotty in third tonight. And we've got everybody back in the stream. Congratulations to the winners tonight. And great racing from everybody in this call. A long time we were racing, but a lot of great racing it was.
Dude, I really hope we have this announcer every week.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
That man's fantastic. Sounds very professional. Very professional.
See if we can undeafen him.
There was a lot of professional driving, but we had a professional announcer.
Sorry, guys, for whoever I messed up. I'm not a road course guy, like I mentioned, so I didn't mean to chop your nose or put you in the wall or anything. So
Good.
I'll get better.
So at this point, that's the end of the race. So I certainly hope everybody has enjoyed this one. It has been a ton of fun to be here, watch these races, and hey, I'll tell you what, it's been an absolute blast today watching these races, and it's a weekly thing here. I don't know if I'll be able to do every week, but it is a weekly thing, this Rubbing is Racing League. So make sure every time we're live, tune in, go ahead, and congratulations to our winners tonight. Moose and Radicus are 2 winners of our 2 races tonight. I've been Duke Anzac with Team Duke Media. Thanks for watching the Rubbing is Racing League, brought to you by KV Motorsports.